Today we're going to celebrate the little things. And one of the little things in yoga is a big thing called Sun Salutations. And so what we're going to do today is do a whole practice focusing on the intricate details of a sun salutation. So I know that sounds really horrible and hard, and I promise it will still be gentle yoga for all levels, but we'll just pause in each step along the way of the different variations of sun salutes. And I hope that you'll have a new view of these common sequences after today.
Hey, Michael.
Okay, it's muting a couple of microphones. There we go. All right. So, sun salutations. Everybody just close your eyes for a second, wherever you are, and picture in your mind a sunrise. If you've ever been awake at that moment when the sky is dark and you can't see the sun, but the sky gets a little bit lighter. And then slowly, it's like a dimmer switch just being turned on. And suddenly, your world is light. And there's really no such thing as sunrise. That's just what we call it, right? The sun stays where the sun is, and we revolve to see it. And so hold that energy for a moment of what an incredible gift it is to see the sun again after a long dark night. And that's where sun salutations come from. For thousands of years, yogis have been saluting the sun with their bodies facing east every morning. And they inhale to open their heart in gratitude to that beautiful golden ball of light that gives us life. So it's with that energy I invite us to come into this practice today. Gratitude that we lived to see the sun again today. So go ahead and come to a tabletop position. And before we get into these sun salutes, let's move through cat and cow. So stack your hands under your shoulders, stack your hips over your knees, and move your spine with your breath. So inhale, cow, tuck your tailbone, and exhale, cat. See if you can snake through your spine one vertebra at a time, giving your spine just lubrication, especially between those vertebrae where the discs are. It's also a special sunrise today because the sun is rising on Bill's 74th year on this planet. 74 years this planet has been gifted with this amazing human being. Tuck your toes and lift into downward facing dog. So that gives us an opportunity to really practice our chaturanga today. We get to do 74 chaturanga. What? Everyone say out loud, wherever you are, I love Bill. So this first down dog is just to warm up and pedal your heels and feel your way in. And slowly walk your feet forward. Come into Uttanasana, forward fold, soft knees. Fingertips touching elbows and just gently tug down to feel the length of your spine. Sway if you like. Let out a long exhale. Good, and then press your hands to your shins, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Do that 2 more times. Press to lift halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Press to half lift and fold. Put a bend in your knees, sweep your arms high, extended mountain. Imagine just seeing the sun with your arms coming up. Grab your hands and pull them to heart center, sink back into chair. And let's do that 2 more times. Sweep the arms high, look up, and draw your hands to your heart. Start to find that fiery breath called ujjayi, making an H sound. Good, and then bring yourself to mountain pose, Tadasana. So we open our hands like we're saying, ta-da. Let's start here with our very first pose of Sun Salutes. Lift your toes and press down through the ball of your big toes and the ball of your pinky toe. So really get solid in the front of your feet and lower your toes. Root down through your heels and lift through the crown of your head. Hug your shoulder blades onto your back, navel to spine. Close your eyes and feel this pose that's often a throwaway pose, but it's the base for all of our standing postures. Feel the foundation. Feel your joints stacked all the way up through your body. Your core engaged, your spine long, and a line of energy reaching down into the earth and up into the sky. Now inhale, arms up, stretch. Same thing now, press through those 3 points on both of your feet, but lift. Do both, press down and lift. You can cast your eyes upward, maybe your thumbs a tiny bit backward. Feel breath here in this expansive pose called Utthita Tadasana, extended mountain. From here, we'll put a soft bend in the knees. Hinging from the hips, a swan dive, slow motion, swan dive off a cliff, just like Bill did with me last year in Hawaii, to forward fold. Take a look at your feet and reestablish that foundation. The knees are soft, the hips are high, neck is relaxed. In Uttanasana, you want your body to feel like a hairpin or a bobby pin, folded at the hips. Exhale. Press your hands to your shins and lift halfway. Come to a flat back. So now your body is shaped like a number 7. Your hips are a little bit behind your heels. Press onto your shins and press shins into your hands. See if you can make your body feel longer. Reach out through the crown of your head to the wall in front of you. Deep breath in. Exhale again, forward fold. With your hands on the mat, step your feet back, downward facing dog. Let's start here with the hands. Spread your fingers wide, fingers pointing in 5 directions. And then root down into the L that's made by your thumb and your forefinger. Root down there a little bit more on the inside of your wrist. And now lengthen your arm bones, pull your sitting bones high. See if you can spin your armpits inward. Armpits hug in, triceps toward the mat. Breathe here. Your body's an upside down V shape. On your next inhale, shift forward, plank pose. We're going to press the earth away from us and really open up between the shoulder blades. Hug your belly in firmly. So really, this is just mountain pose with arms supporting you. So can you feel the ball of your big toe, the ball of your pinky toe, that length? And now just ease your knees down to the ground, everybody, but keep your core strong. Let's do our first set of 10 yogi push-ups. So chaturanga, we're going to spin the elbows forward, the crease of the elbows forward. Shift your whole body forward and come down into where your elbows make a 90-degree bend and push up. You've got 10 of those. Practice pulling forward every time you lower down. Think of someone in front of you pulling you forward with a string. Your elbows stop when you get to about a 90-degree bend. When you have done 10, go ahead and lower your belly to the earth and inhale to cobra. So cobras have no hands, just light in your hands, chest open. Point your toes back. Tuck your tailbone between your legs and draw your heart forward. From here, lower your chin, press up to tabletop, tuck your toes and lift into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Core stays strong. And look forward. Take a very slow walk to the top of your mat. Forward fold. And let your fingers touch your elbows again or leave them on the mat. Press hands to shins, lift halfway, and lower down. Bigger bend in the knee, sweep the arms up, extended mountain. And draw your hands back to your heart. Good, so that was one Surya Namaskar A, Sun A. We're going to go through that just one more time, movement with breath. I invite you to just stay connected to that gliding movement, rhythmic movement with your breath. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Press to shins, lift halfway. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, plank pose. Let's all drop the knees. 10 yogi push-ups. I promise you your triceps will be happy and your chaturanga will be better after this practice. When you've done 10, you can come down and lift up into cobra or up dog if you prefer. An up dog, hands are back by your ribs and you're coming to the tops of your feet. So if you're choosing upward facing dog, lift your knees off the ground. And then meet me in downward facing dog. Big exhale. Take a look forward. Slowly walk your feet to meet your hands and lift halfway. Fold in half. Soften knees, sweep your arms high, extended mountain. And bring your hands back to your heart. Pause to notice. Have you built any heat? Are you more aware of your foundation beneath you? So we'll go through one round now of Sun B. Sun B adds two postures, chair and warrior. So we're going to come back into that chair pose, hinging from the hips, knees over the ankles. Let's start here with hands to heart center. And just notice if you're feeling any resistance to doing chair pose when you signed up for gentle yoga. Can you make this a gentle chair? Can you soften your edges and your resistance around something that occurs to you as hard? Can you just change the language? Inhale your arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Press to your shins, lift halfway. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inside of Sun B, we get to do 3 vinyasa. So shifting forward, plank pose, drop your knees. And let's take 10 more yogi push-ups. Thinking all the while of the contribution that Bill is to the world. He's even helping you improve your practice today. So selfless. You can go ahead and lower down, lift to either cobra or upward facing dog. When you're ready, meet in down dog. Pedal your heels and shift your weight. In slow motion, bring your toes together. Reach your left heel to the mat and raise your right leg to the sky. Press into those L-shaped hands, thumbs and fingers, and lift your toes. Can you pull your top toes away from your middle finger? Exhale, draw that foot through and settle it near the top of your mat. We're in low lunge, just letting our hip flexor wake up. And we'll drop the back heel, gliding the arms up into warrior one. And pause here for a few breaths. In warrior one, the most important thing we can do is press into the outside of our back heel, the outer edge of that back heel. So see about just lifting the arch of your back foot a little bit, making the side leg strong. Find your breath here. Let your arms open slowly so there's chest expansion. And release your hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Shifting forward into plank pose, drop your knees. Set number 4, 10 yogi push-ups. You can make these smaller if you need to. You don't have to go all the way to 90. Even a little bend in the elbow is helping you build strength in your shoulder and triceps. And release to the earth. When you're finished with 10, come to cobra or upward facing dog. Let's meet back in down dog. Slowly lift your left leg, pressing your right heel down. And then really put that space in. Your big toe of the top leg pulls away from your middle fingers. Lift and stretch. And then slowly draw that foot toward the top of your mat. Low lunge. Breathe here, friends. Let's drop the back heel and rise up, warrior one. Connect here with your breath. Push into the outside edge of that back foot. You might even close your eyes and feel even a gentle strength here. Come inside where things are a little more quiet. This strong body can also be a calm body. Release hands to the ground. Downward facing dog. And let's shift into plank pose. Drop your knees. Set number 5, yogi push-ups. Go smaller, go bigger, go faster, go slower. We love you, Bill. Even though some of our friends are thinking now, why did you have to tell her it was your birthday? Come to Cobra or Up Dog when you're done. No rush. We'll meet in Down Dog. Let's look forward, bring feet to hands, press halfway, and fold in half. Put a bend in your knees, and inhale, chair. Arms can be up or at your heart, and we're back where we started. Breathe into a gentleness here. Extend into mountain pose and lower your arms to your sides. Pause to see the alchemy, the magic that's being created here in your body. Close your eyes, feel energy, heartbeat, breath. We're going to do just one more sun salutation, and this is a different variation from the tradition of Shivananda. And I want to show you a piece of this that I kind of don't like because it's hard on the shoulders. And so if you end up in a class where they do this, you can modify. All right, so we start like we do, mountain pose. And then inhale, arms reach. One difference in Shivananda is you're going to bring your hands together and steeple your fingers, draw your arm bones back, and come into a back bend. See if you can do this more through your rib cage, your chest, and less through your low back. So what's a comfortable back bend in your body? Where can you breathe? Come back to neutral. Put a bend in your knees, a hinge in your hips, and dive. Slow forward fold. Press again to shins, half lift. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let your spine stretch out and lengthen here. And then shift forward. And in the Shivananda tradition, they have you drop to your knees, bring your hands back a little bit. They have you keep your hips up and your chin and your chest on the floor. Some people call this crocodile, so you can try it, but just be really careful with your shoulders. And then press back up. There's one yogi push-up. Set number 6, give me 9 more. So dropping the chin and the chest all the way to the floor does put significant strain on the shoulder joint, which is why I like to stop at that 90-degree position. When you've hit your 10, find your cobra or up dog and release back, down dog. Look forward, step or hop your feet to your hands, lift halfway. And this time as we exhale, bend the knees so your belly rests on your thighs. Grab the backs of your heels. Arms can come to the backs of the calves. And find a forward fold that feels like you are really pressing upper body to lower body. So knees bent as much as you need. Big exhale. Release, press hands to shins, lift halfway. Bend those knees even more and slowly rise. Extended mountain. Interlace again. Find your back bend. Come back to center. Release arms to your sides. And once again, pause. Notice the chemistry happening in your body. Inhale, arms reach. Slow, swan dive, forward folds. Keep your right foot where it is. Step your left foot back and drop the knee into a low lunge. Close your eyes. Feel your hips. You can keep your hands down or press up. You're also welcome to steeple your fingers here. Find a hip opener. Let your hands come to the floor inside your right foot and then scoop that leg around so that you're kneeling. Press back to child's pose. I'm showing you a super easy modified version of Sun Salutation. So anytime we're in down dog, child's pose works too. Shifting forward, kneeling plank, 10 yogi push-ups. This will put us at 70. Just enjoy being in your strength today. These little push-ups, big results. When you hit 10, lower down and come to your back bend, cobra or up dog. Release back to child's pose. Go slow. On your next in-breath, shift to tabletop. Sweep your left foot to the top of your mat and stay on your right knee. Feel that hip opening. Feel your breath. Lengthen your spine. Let's tuck our back toes, lift the knee, and step the back foot to meet the front foot, forward fold. Press to shins, lift halfway. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, arms reach, move slow, extended mountain. And bring your hands to your heart. Nice. Feet are about hip distance apart. Take a deep breath in. And sink back into chair pose. We're just going to move into an easy little twist here. So we'll begin with the right side. So the left arm comes to the right knee. The right hand comes to the low back. So you're twisting to look over your right shoulder. Good, and that could be your happy place. If you'd like a little bit more, turn your palm out and slide your arm down the outside of your knee. You might find it just about the elbows, a nice place that you can press, maybe a little deeper. If your elbow's on your knee, then you might want to bring your hands together and come into twisting chair this way. Find your breath. Let's pick up the left heel, the heel that you're not twisting to, and begin to move that back. So it could be like baby steps. You could extend it back in a balance. And eventually we'll find ourselves in twisting lunge to the right. So wherever your hands were, they can stay. Return to center and lift high. Breathe here. We'll bring our hands back to heart center. Softening the knees, step the back foot to meet the front. Again, check in with that resistance. Stay gentle in your practice. Sink into chair. This time we'll twist to the left. So allow yourself to take that invitation. So right arm to left knee, and then that left hand comes to the low back. That might feel amazing, so just stay there. If you are invited farther, turn your palm out and slide down a little. Just test the waters. See where it feels best to your spine. Twisting chair. Deep breaths. From twisting chair to the left side, pick up your right heel and tiptoe or extend that leg back. You can use this as a little balance challenge. Eventually, we'll end up in twisting lunge. Doesn't have to be graceful. Find your way to a twisting lunge. Breathe deep. Come to center. Find your balance and then sweep the arms high. Breathe here. Bring your hands back to your heart and let the back foot meet the front foot. Come again into mountain pose, the foundational of all of our poses. Notice. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward folds. Press to shins, half lift. Downward facing dog. And this is our last set of yogi push-ups. We have 4 to go. Shift into plank, knees or toes. And 4 yogi push-ups. And when you hit 74, say out loud, happy birthday, Bill. And lift to cobra or up dog. And from there, we'll meet in child's pose. Exhale. And that will complete our sun salutation practice today. So we'll move into some slower, deeper stretching. Let's start that by widening our knees, placing the elbows on the mat, palms together, behind the head. This is a stretch for the triceps that we've been working so hard. So you might walk your elbows forward and pull your hips back. Breathe here. On your exhale, empty all the breath. In this same shape, just drop one of your armpits and then the other, kind of rocking your shoulder girdle side to side. Might feel more like you're rocking your hips, but see if you can feel a deeper stretch in each side. Release your hands to the earth. Slide your hands back under your shoulders and press yourself up to a seated position. Let's bend the left knee and extend the right leg. So come into a half of a straddle. Take a moment to adjust. Sitting bones right underneath you. We'll turn the right palm up, so you can either rest your arm here on your leg, or if you have a block, it could be right here inside the right leg. Let's take the left arm straight up to the ceiling and really lift up out of this side body. Start to walk your right fingers toward your right foot. You might grab your toe, you might grab the foot. If you have a strap, you can use that, but your arms are kind of in an L shape here. Pull your left shoulder back a bit, so it's more like you're sideways over the leg instead of forward over the leg. If this feels okay and you want to add a little bit of weight of your arm, you can. Just be careful. It's a pretty big pull in the low back. This feels better to me to have my arm up here. We'll release back to neutral, but bend this right foot backwards. And now we'll go the other way. Rest on your left hand, reach your right arm up and over. I'm going to feel that all the way down into that hip. This is mermaid, and you have the option to stay right here. This is enjoyable. If you'd like, bend your elbow in front of you and start to follow that elbow around so that both hands are on the floor and you're facing now the top of your mat. See what stretch shows up there for you. And if you'd like, come down to your elbows. Julie, careful, there's a lot going on in the lower back here, so maybe stay upright for you. Breathe into what you find here, my friends. If you have dropped to your elbows, bring yourself back up to hands. And everybody extend that right leg. We're going to lift ourselves around into pigeon. So all you have to do is just scoot the right knee to the right wrist. You are almost there. If you'd like to put something under your right hip, you can. And for those of you that have unhappy knees in pigeon, come to sit here in figure 4. You can come all the way down or part way down. Close your eyes. Breathe into this shape. While you're here, take a moment to be with the little things. That first hint of a sunrise, the last trace of a sunset. a warm beverage on a cool day, or a cool beverage on a warm day. The face of someone you love, the taste of your favorite food, a glimpse of a beautiful flower. Notice how your body responds to just thinking about these little moments of life. Bring yourself up. Sit back on that hip and come to the front or the long edge of your mat in butterfly. Just hold on to your ankles and let your knees bounce a little bit. See if you can tell the difference between one hip and the other. You might have one leg that feels a little closer to the floor. So let's extend out through the left leg. Keep the right knee bent. Left palm up, right arm to the ceiling. Starting here, breathing into the rib cage. When we're sitting, this part of our body is really folded, closed off, inaccessible. So open it up, give it some space. Shoulder pulls back a bit. If you're getting the green light and you'd like to add the weight of your arm, you can. Just super listen to your low back. Like put on hearing aids and make sure you're really hearing the signals of your low back. Never want to ignore body's warnings. And we'll come back to neutral and switch into mermaid. So just bend your left knee backwards, lean into your right hip. Now the left arm comes up and over. There's a little less strain here on the low back, so you can go a little farther. You could stay here. If you prefer, draw your elbow forward and around and just kind of stop there on hands and see what you found there. If you're still curious, you're getting a green light, you can lower to elbows. Breathe into whatever you feel in your body. Be here in this space. If you've lowered down, lift up. Extend the back leg and shift your body into pigeon. Left knee comes behind the left wrist. Adjust whatever you need to so there's no sharp pain. You can stay right here or lower down. If possible, support your head with blocks or hands. When you find your shape here, close your eyes. And tune in again to the little things. The little things that are right here. This breath. Be aware of your eyelashes and the pinky toe of your right foot. Feel the sensation of hair on your head. Notice body here. Breathing being, experiencing life as it unfolds right here. This is it. Life is happening right now. Find your way back up and into a seat once again. Butterfly. Soles of the feet together, balance your legs. Drawing your feet as close to you as you can so your spine is really straight. See if you can tuck your fingers under your ankle bones and lift taller. Like pin your fingers under your ankles and lift through the crown of your head. Give yourself a little bit of traction here. There's a passive stretch happening in your inner thighs. Release this. Help the knees into the center and roll down onto your back. And once you get there, take one hand on each knee and move the knees differently from each other. One in, one out, one front, one back. Do little egg beater kinds of motions that just help you get in touch with your hip joint. Moving on your sacrum on the floor. Happy baby if you prefer that. Just move around here through your low back. And then let's take the legs up in the air, waterfall. You can stay right here or put something underneath your hips. Close your eyes and feel circulation reversing. Like tiny sands in the hourglass, just changing direction. If there's something beneath you, let it go. Soften your knees. Begin to find your way into Shavasana. Using any props, any blankets, eye coverings. We'll be in Shavasana for about 3 minutes, so make yourself comfortable. Once you get settled, become aware of the sound of your breath, that soft whisper. If not the sound, then just the feel of your breath. As you rest in Shavasana, I'd like to share the words of Skip Brooks. For this is the journey we all take to find ourselves. And it all seems to work so much better if we understand the end in the beginning. Out of life's possibilities, becoming more loving is a truth we must take into our hearts. Choosing the right is only half the way home because love is what we do. Becoming a little sweeter doesn't just happen. It's not the result of chance. Results come from loving ways. When you discover this and spread your love, you become the light of it. It is now your job, for it is how you grow. Grow it early. Grow it early. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your body. Take deep breaths. Roll to one side and come back to a seat whenever you're ready. Bill, I want you to bring your face right up close to the screen. We're going to honor you. The Earth takes a year to travel around the sun, and we are all on this ride together. But Bill has made it 74 times. 74 trips around the sun. That means that Bill has lived 38,894,400 minutes. And this year, between 74 and 75, you all know this, 525,600 minutes. May they be filled with joy. And may you receive back what you give so much of to the world, which is sweetness and love and kindness. Thanks for letting us share your birthday. Thank you all for being here. Namaste.